Ada. So should we start the discussion, guys?
Sure.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the history and basic assumption in conversation analysis. The first one is to talk about the birth of conversation analysis. Maybe, uh, do anyone want to start first? Share their reading reports. Oh, okay, maybe I'm going to be the first. So from what I have read before, uh, it was Harvey Sachs. He was inspired by Harold Garfinkel theories about the ethnomethodology, if I'm not mistaken. It is about the social power or social order. And so that thought combined with his experience in the suicide prevention center, where he noticed that there are some patterns that the caller use when they are calling the suicide prevention center. Like, so in that case, it was about giving their names to the officers. So he noticed that there are patterns in it and start doing the conversation analysis along with Emmanuel Shegloff and also Gail Jefferson. I think that was the birth of CA. It was the idea that conversation is not random and chaotic, but it is systematically structured and organized. Maybe someone want to add it.
Me, maybe. We are going
Yeah.
to add, like you said before, Husna. Yeah, is the like there. I think that is his research, and yeah, he is found the pattern, and also, I think it's like human trick. I think when they are have the conversation with the other, like they don't want to mention his their name, so instead of they are said directly, they don't want to set mention their name. uh, they are said like I cannot hear you, something kind of like that. So yeah, I agree with you too. It's nice, like the conversation is not the random things that is mind, but it's also maybe the pattern when we have the conversation with the other people.
Yeah, that's true. We have that in the material. What you said was true. Like, yeah, it was not random. The conversation was not random. We arranged it somehow in our mind. Maybe Ade, Kaisha, and we they want to add something.
I think that you guys already cover all the basic one in the material. But for me, what interesting about the conversation analysis is that in order for us to do the conversation analysis, we need to do it naturally. It is so hard to do that because when people realize that they're being monitored or being subject for the research or any kind of experiment, they tend to behave differently from their natural behavior. For example, maybe they intend to say curse word more often, but when they say that you are in experiment now and we're going to catch anything you do, and they suddenly become a very nice person. So I think that's the really hard or the difficulties to do the conversation analysis, because in conversation analysis we must do it naturally, and uh, it cannot be something like a formal conversation or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, idea. People actually tend to follow the rules when they realize themselves being monitored or something. How about we then, Kaisha? You want to add something?
Actually, for me, I don't have something to add, but maybe for for in this discussion, I want to deeper my understanding through you guys. I want to hear. what you are explained, because I almost forgot what I already read before.
Yeah, so don't hesitate to ask something if you want to get a better understanding with it. How about you, Kak?
Okay.
You want to add something?
So maybe in my point of view, like CA is a major breakthrough happen when a real conversation and very detailed transcript, like you have conversation with someone and these details are important to us because they show how when people manage agreement and disagreement and politeness and meaning in their conversation.
Yeah, that cover all the things that we need to know about the birth of CA actually. And there are, from what I have read, we actually have a lot of figures in conversation analysis, but in this topic we have to focus on only three figures, which is Harvey Sachs, Emmanuel Shagloff, and also Gail Jefferson. Do you guys want to talk one by one or want to cover all the three figures?
To be
Maybe
honest,
one.
I done my reading report before the lecturer changed the regulation, so I didn't read about any person. But I kind of slyly read about the Harry Sachs. Like he's the one who invented the term of conversation analysis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is considered as the founder of conversation analysis, but yeah, it was like in 1960 something, but because he's dead in 1975, so Emmanuel Shagloff, his partner, and also Gail Jefferson add something to it, continue the research. I would say you have yeah, you're right, Ade. He is the founder. He's the one who give us the term conversation analysis. And for Emmanuel Shegloff, he played a major in formatting key concepts like sequence analysis, adjacency pairs, and also repairs. And for Gail Jefferson, she's the one that introduced us to the concept of Jeffersonian transcription, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. She is like make the transcription along with the pauses, intonation, raised intonation, overlaps, and something that, yeah, it's so details. That's all I have about the key figures. Maybe you guys add something to it.
Is it like a three figure of the conversation analysis, right? Just three of.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's like Harvey Sack and then Emmanuel Skelgove and also Gail Jefferson. But for me, they all have important things in the conversation analysis. But I'm really interested in the Gail Jefferson because how they are can create the transcript. How about you guys? Who is the figure that you really yeah, you got have like interesting when you are hear their names.
Uh, Actually, all of them are
Actually,
interesting. What you
yeah. So for the Emmanuel Shegloff,
Yeah,
honestly, I don't really remember about this person, but for Gail Jefferson, yeah, is it right? Is it people a person who made a transcript system for like for analyze the pause, the overlap, speed, and something like that. So I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm interested because of the details that he explained about the
yeah.
conversation analysis.
Yeah, I think it's without Gel Jefferson making a transcript system, I think we cannot actually learn about the conversation analysis, right?
Yeah, that's true. Gal Jefferson is a very interesting figures in this one. But personally, I prefer Emmanuel Shegloff because his dedication in how it's not documenting. He's the one who wrote the book about Harvey Sachs lecturing because we don't actually have a book from Harvey Sachs. It was just a lecturer's transcription, not transcription. Some kinds
It's
of
transcription.
yeah, is it transcription, guy?
Yeah,
Yes,
transcription.
of the lecturing. So we know what was going on with Harvey Sachs in his mind. It because of Emanuel Shegloff dedication. How about
Yeah.
yeah, Yuka and
I
Ade?
think. Uh, yeah.
You can go,
Okay.
Kak.
I think I also thinking about it, and in the CA, I have read about there are two main types in CA, like pure CA and applied CA. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, it's like pure CA, like we are study general conversation like patterns, like turn taking in our conversation with your friends or someone else, and there there are applied CA if I'm not mistaken, and like studies we learn talk about in institution like like uh, college, like hospital, like we're going to apply CA right now, and like school also, and to see how the created conversation with with your friends. So maybe I also reading about this important about CA, this important about CA, like uh why CA is different from other research or other studies and because uh, CA is natural data, not experiment, right? It's real turn taking with conversation, and uh, it's like it study real interaction, not interview. Like it's a real conversation. So it focus how people talk, how way they talk, and the detail is like the meaning, the politeness is are going to be learned in CA. So it is interesting to explore about CA. Maybe someone is in
Is that actually a good point, Kak, really? Does someone want to add on this one, on this point, before we going to the next one? No, if you know that the next one is about CS. We've known that CA is derived mainly from two major, which is linguistic and sociology. So we need to know the distinct place about CAs in linguistic and sociology. So from my understanding, for what I have read, in sociology, from sociology, CS is concerned about like social order and social action. So that's the part of the sociology. And for the linguistics, it draw attention to the structure, yeah, word structure and word order. That's all about it, I think. How about what have you read, guys?
That I already read. Maybe from based my understanding is from sociology. I think as in the sociology they make the category and they are input the data, but conversation analysis or CA not do this because they think it uh is like to go in the sum of detail. So like the conversation analysis have the inductive one, like they from data into the theory, not from the theory into the data. I think is that's for me, like the in the sociology, like the difference.
Someone want to add on it? How how about what have you read with the Kai and Ade about CA's distinct place in linguistics and sociology?
Is it so the sociology focus on the interaction? They say that uh the interaction and communication is interaction that um in society. I don't really know how to explain it, but in while in linguistic, they focus on this how how people talk. Is it right?
Yeah, actually, we have the term talk in interaction to describe what CSL was actually is, what actually is. And if I'm not mistaken, it was also from Harvey Sachs that introduced us to the term talk in interaction. So actually, unlike the discourse analysis or pragmatics, CS does not, yeah, Alia have said it before, oh, it doesn't start with predefined categories or theories. Instead, it focuses on how the participants display understanding, intention, and meanings through the interactions. So yeah, that is what we call inductive analysis or inductive what something inductive. And I think it is interesting because we see a now it's become wide field of study, wider field of study when it is actually derived from sociology first. And yeah, it is interesting for me. What do you think, guys?
I think it's yeah, like you said before, it was nice, very interesting. Like in the first, I think conversation analysis is the part of linguistic too, but it's can be different because in linguistic they thought that is something not really important, like we like I said, like or maybe I think before I speak something, or maybe like I love when I say when I have the conversation, but in the conversation analysis is thought that is as part of the analysis too, because it's like the social achievement that have a unique pattern. So yeah, what I already read too is conversation analysis also rejected to use infinited sentence like in the speech act theory, guys. So they just want to use the data and the natural data from the real conversation, like we right now we have the conversation and then I record this, and then the conversation analysis can be used this instead of like interview, if I'm not wrong, interview or like yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's the nature of CA, right, Alia? We use the natural data, natural recurring data, not the pre-recorded one. And if no one's want to add on this topic, I think we can move on to the next one, which is what does conversation analysis do? So we know that conversation analysis examines uh, uh, how people conduct or accomplish social interaction through talk. So you know that how we studies how people take turns in conversation. I'm sorry, and initiate a response, do the sequential, and then manage problem to solve. Yeah, because it is actually derived from problems that need to be solved. That's when Harvey Sacks, yeah, notice the patterns. What do you think? What does conversation analysis do? What
For
do you
sure,
think then?
uh, conversation analysis will tell us that some kind of what kind of people are we. For example, if like you said in conversation analysis, there's things called take turns in conversation. If a person, when they are being observed in a conversation analysis project, and they kind of like do the talking by themselves, not letting other people uh take the opportunity to reply what are they said, so they kind of yapping all the time. So the observer or the linguist or the person who do the research will know that this kind of person is dominating the conversation and not taking other people seriously, will with not let them reply to any of the conversation. So I think conversation analysis will let us know what kind of people that we observe, whether they are polite or not polite, whether they know how to stop talking or keep talking until everybody else just like, yeah, we'll give up, just talk whatever you want. I think that's one of the main thing that interesting for me.
Yeah, that was actually an interesting point, Ade, because yeah, we know because we have to use the natural data, so of course we see the natural behavior of the people. That's there, so there's no way for them to manipulate. But if they know that they're being observed, yeah, we have talked about this before. They would try to manipulate themselves. So what do you think that guys? Because I think that at this point it's really interesting.
Yeah, I also agree with Ade. Like CA is studying how to learn how people talk to each other in real life. So the CA is studies used for natural talk, not interviews or experiments, and it's focused how daily conversation between friends and like maybe doctor and patient to uh, uh, will will explore about the detail about the conversation, the doctor and patient too, and also CA is explores about how conversation are organized and like so what I said before, how people take turns speaking and how question and answer is work and how people agree or disagree with their conversation. So how conversation start and end. So CA it's important and interesting that, how we explore the detail so detail in the conversation in each other.
Yeah, that is also a good point, Kak. Because yeah, that is the nature of CA. Does Duide and Alia want to add something?
Yeah, actually, the good point from Ade and also Kak Aisyah too. Maybe for me, I think in the conversation analysis also can be like to explain about the skill. I think the skill or competence that people can be used uh, so they can understanding each other when they have a conversation. And also I think it's not about the conversation, but also but also it's about the interaction, like the conversation in interaction, not it's like talk in conversation. So like we uh we see about the interaction when they have a conversation. So it's not about we see the transcript, the dialogue or something like that. I think that's for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Alia. That is also a good point. Yeah, actually, we supposed to be familiar with this topic because we do it daily. We have been like participate daily in it, whether we realize it or not. And that's why we can turn to the next one, which is major characteristic of conversation analysis. I think we have talked about this before. We have mentioned it before, but we need to do it like systematically. So what do you think? Do you guys think the major characteristic of conversation analysis? What characterizes conversation analysis? Mm.
For start, there should be two person or more to do the conversation, because if you talk alone, that doesn't count as conversation analysis, that count as talk to yourself. And I think the second one is about the greetings, and also uh turn taking, and the last one is how the conversation ending, because that's 4 point is the key to make a conversation. And then for the conversation analysis, it should be take in English language, if I'm not mistaken, for this course. And also the conversation must be recorded and must be transcribed so we can analyze it later after the conversation ends.
Yeah, you actually have covered the whole point for this one, the major characteristic. And I want to add something like it has to be participant oriented. We cannot, yeah, meaning so it means that the analysts rely on what participant treat as relevant, what not based on their assumption, the analyst assumption, but it is for the participant orientation. And this is also like where the inductive analysis should be mentioned, because where patterns emerge from data rather than predefined. It is whether it rather than it being predefined beforehand. How about Wide, Alia, and Kak Aisha? Do you have anything to add on their characteristics?
Guys,
Actually, I
I'm
want
sorry, but uh, can I go to the toilet for a second?
Yeah, you can
I
go,
will
Kak.
turn off the camera.
Yeah, thank you.
uh, I want to add something to it because I don't really understand about the one of the major characteristic um this is CA is data driven. Do you guys know the meaning of this?
Could you please repeat the question, Wide?
Pardon me?
Uh,
What?
data driven.
Data driven,
Yeah.
I think it's like we must like we take for example, like we went to analysis the some conversation. So I think like uh we must have the data that is really in the real situation, not the real life, like I said before, like not in the interview, or like yeah, like this, like we have the MS team right now. So like after that we have the data, the real data, like we not make it itself, like naturally, I think. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
I'm
explain.
sorry, but I
I
didn't catch the
agree
word.
about
What data?
Driven. D
Drift.
R I
Driven.
E N. Yeah, driven.
Driven data. So I didn't come across this word, this term actually. Do you have something to add, Ade?
uh I a bit disagree with Alia about this meeting can be found as conversation analysis data because first one, uh we're not being ourselves. It means like
Mm.
here we trying to be nice. Just be honest, like we're here chatting, trying to be nice. So that doesn't count as data for conversation analysis because it doesn't happen naturally. And then about the data driven from Wide, I think it's similar with the psychology no the psychological research, or like you go to the therapy, like you see the person as it is, not like you know the person and then you using that kind of information to analyze the data. No, we only see the what the words, the conversation, the chat that they say. So it doesn't matter what their background are. I think that's about the data driven. So we are more objectively uh, seeing them as an participant, not as a friends or any other person.
Okay,
Hmm.
thank
Okay, thank you so much for your knowledge, Ade. And for me, I actually agree with Ade because before we conduct this meeting, we already know, we already plan what we are going to talk in this one. We have known that we need to talk about these materials and this is the direction of the conversation. So it's not natural. It's kind of natural how the conversation is actually going, but we already have the idea beforehand. So it's not, yeah, that's what I meant. It's not natural, but the flow may be the flow because we don't know that we will, this is how we will during the conversation, like this is what I'm going to say and this is what you're going to say. Like how precisely, but we have the idea, so it's not natural already, I guess. And for the next one, we have the basic assumptions and principles in CA. Mm, For the core one, I think it is the idea that conversation is not chaotic and random, but it is structured. I think that's the core idea for the basic assumptions. You guys add something to it.
Maybe the basic assumption also like we not asking why people do this when we are analyzing the conversation. We not asking like why people say something and I like that or do this, but we think about how they can do this, like the technique or the pattern that they are used, like why how they are used this pattern, not why. What do you think, guys? Like no why but how.
I actually didn't actually catch what you meant, but could you
It's
please?
like
Yeah.
in the assumption, like in the basic CA, like we not when we analysis the conversation, we not asking why people say something kind of like that, but we analysis about how they are do this conversation. You get it, Husna?
Yeah. So it's like when we do the conversation analysis, we're not seeking the reason behind why does this person say it, but instead we focus on how the conversation actually going. Isn't that
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
mean? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so it is like, yeah, I forgot what to say. You guys want to add something?
I really interested in the conversation structured, not randomly or chaotic. But I think the conversation appear randomly. Like you don't know when to start the conversation, but you know how to respond a conversation. I think the response is actually the structured one. For example, whether we realize it or not, when we meet our friends, our close friends, or any other person, when we want to start the conversation, we do the greeting, whether it is formal or just kind of saying like "oi," but that's count as a greeting. Like this person, and I will start to talking to them, and that person also that this person will tell to me, so I will respond. So the conversation happen like it's structured because we know how to respond, we know when to respond, and we know when to be silent and listen to other person. I think that's why it count as a structured one, not chaotic one. If it's chaotic, that means like two-person talking at the same time and nobody listening. And what's the point of having conversation if that happen? I think that's the core idea.
Yeah, it is actually a good point because when we heard the word structure, we think about it is formally like it's structure all the way from the start to the ending. But as I they have said before, the structure meant something like when someone is asking, there will be respond, and when we do greetings, we expect another greetings, something like that. Like we call it adjacency pairs. If I'm not mistaken, adjacency pairs. So that's what the structure came from. It contributes to the structure. Yeah. So hi, Kak, we just talk about the basic assumption. Do you want to add something to it?
Maybe it's nothing to explain, and when they have said before, it's a good point, and uh, uh, really what CA do and include the response. Maybe. I think that's clear.
Thank you so much for your explanation, then Ade. It makes clear for us. Vidi and Ale, do you
Uh,
guys have any other?
uh,
Yeah.
uh, is it means that a conversation pattern can be repeat? Maybe even though the situation is different, or but it can uh repeat because we talk to same people. Uh, Yeah.
You mean
Uh,
is the conversation pattern can be a track, like is it repeatable, like you ask someone and then they respond with the same pattern, and then you ask other people and they have also the same pattern. I think it's possible.
Uh,
yeah, that's true because when we talk about the patterns, it's something general. It's just like, yeah, as I have said before and other mentioned before, it's greetings expect greetings, answer expect question, question expect answer, something like that. So it's a general thing, and normal people, when they do the normal conversation, it would be something like that. And if it doesn't, then it would be a chaotic.
Oh,
It's
but
not a good conversation. Yes.
gonna continue the same.
Okay, that's all I think. If no one wants to add on this topic, then we can go to the last point actually, which is the basic concepts in conversation analysis. I think we have talked about this before, but yeah, we need to do it systematically. So the basic concepts we've talked about the turn taking, the adjacency pairs, the sequence organization, and what else do we haven't talked about? The repair, we have preference organization, and what else, guys?
Yeah, I know about the basic concept like you said before, Rosana, like the turn taking, agency, agencies,
Adjacency pairs.
pairs, repair and then receive design, also profession organization. But I don't know, we can do the basic concept based on we have the rules or the pattern, or just like yeah, it's just like a random thing that we can do in the conversation analysis. For example, like in we have ABC conversation analysis, and then in the A conversation analysis we like uh to repair something, or what do you think? I just like know this is the basic concept, but what actually we do in the conversation analysis with this basic concept?
I think the basic concepts just explains how the conversation analysis should be going, like what we actually do in it, like in the conversation. I mean, like when the turn taking system, as I did have said before, whether we realize it or not, we do it actually because we grew in that kind of environment and we do it daily. So it's we sometimes doesn't realize that we do it, but this is just the term. The conversation analysis give us the term of what we actually do. Like adjacency pairs. Yeah, when someone said hi, we replied with hi. So it's greetings, greetings. When someone asking us, so our natural response would be to answer it. And the conversation analysis just give terms to it, like repair. Yeah, when we make mistake, for example, I said something and then the conversation is continue, but then I realized that the thing I have said before is actually not, it's actually wrong. So I have the urge, I have the instinct to say the correct things. So that's what repairs actually is. Yeah. I think that's the point. The conversation analysis just give terms to what we actually do in conversation. What do you guys think? Someone want to add on it?
I don't really read about the material about that because previously it's not really in there. But from what I know, that in conversation, usually we adjust how well, or we adjust the conversation based on who do we talk to. For example, like if we talk to our close friends, our knowledge or our sharing knowledge will be different with a person, for example, like a person who we barely know. So I think like the preference organization, it's like how do we adjust ourselves to be uh more barbaric in speaking, or like we be a kind person and told them a barely the surface of the knowledge. For like uh usually the conversation in the middle of the night will have more interesting structure because we attend to lose consciousness, and so like we talk more freely. But I think it's kind of hard to do conversation analysis in that specific order.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Can you imagine we're doing conversation analysis on a group of voice random talk in 3 a.m.? How can we do that? It would be so complex because, as they have said before, we tend to lose consciousness when the hour is high. So, yeah, that's the true of our nature. And someone want to add on it? We have around 8 minutes to go. By the way, where are you, Ade?
I'm currently in my hometown, and at my house the connection is really bad, so I need to go somewhere where the signal is really, I mean, barely good. So here I am. Usually I climb up there, but for now I need to charge my phone, so I bring my laptop to charge. So I need to do it yeah, at the bottom of the tree.
Yeah, I was just going to ask whether you climbed the tree or not because it looks like you climbed the tree, but in fact you were just sit at the bottom. Yeah. When are you going to back to Padang?
Tomorrow, actually. I will go to Padang tomorrow. Hopefully, I will arrive at Padang before the iftar. So yeah, I can rest. But if not, we're going to see.
Yeah, good luck in facing the traffic in Sandik. And how about you, Kak? Are you feeling better? Do you feeling better? Do you feel better? Are you feeling better? Yeah. Because it's an fasting month, so we need to take care of ourselves, really, our health. Do you feel better, Kak Aisha? Are you feeling good right now?
Actually, I have bad in my voice, and so I have a headache before uh, turn the laptop, and so for right now, I feel better than before because I will just sit in my chair. So yeah,
Yeah. Hope you speed recovery very, very soon because life goes on, Kak. We need to back on reality.
yeah.
Yeah. I think because we finished the topic, we
Thank
can
you.
talk
Thank you.
about other things. Yeah, you're very welcome, Kak. How about your event, Alia? You said that you have events at 3.
Yeah, actually, 3 is like me to prepare to go. It's at 4.
Is it an Isaac event?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so good luck on your events during this Ramadan.
Okay. Yeah, guys. So we uh, before conversation analysis class, maybe it's on Monday. We have another reading report, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of reading report. Actually, we have, I think in my I learn, I have an everyday deadlines. I have tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and oh my God, it's just, I have three
So
classes with Pak Hanafi actually.
so in Tuesday,
Guys,
we
Yes, Kak?
have offline class, right, with Pak Nafi in the conversation analysis.
yeah. Uh, if we if we have a online on offline class, how about the reading report, not the recording and like this, right? We are going to record. We're going to record before class start. So I usually bring a laptop for the recording. How about the recording?
For the group discussion, we usually just use our phone. So if the class start at, we need to record at 1 a.m., start at 1 a.m. until Pak Hanafi come and tell us to stop. So that's just how is it. If you want to bring laptop, it's actually okay, but I think it will be easier to use hand font, just hand font.
Mm, because the class before with Hanafi, like applied class, applied linguistic, we have I usually bring the laptop before it's easy to upload the channel YouTube, right? Because it use Wi-Fi in the college. So I think I usually bring a laptop and it's more than easier than handphone.
Yeah, then it is about preferences then. Because for me, it's easier to use my hand phones, but for you, it's easier to use your laptop. So it's up to you. And I haven't asked Wide. So how about you, Wide? Where are you right now? And
I'm in my hometown, and yeah, nothing happened. have any
Nothing
schedule.
interesting.
Yeah, I just play with my cat here.
A cat person. So when are you going to go back to Padang?
Or maybe in Sunday, not Sunday, Monday.
Oh, Monday. So it's a great start to for the week. Yeah, I think should we end this meeting right now because I counted that at least at 3 it's safe for us to end the meeting. So it's more than 50 minutes sure.
All right. Okay. I think that's all too for me, guys. Do you have maybe add some? No? We know we can
I
Uh,
end.
think no that what are they?
like we start the recording at 8 minutes, so I think more than 8 minutes just to be sure. Like let's just the recording end itself at 60 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Six.
Or 60. So yeah, it means we have around 2 minutes more to talk.
Oh
So
yeah.
tell us what kind of event would you attend, Alia?
So actually it's like oh, I forget the in the English one. Can you help, guys?
What is it?
The actually that is even like the wording, but it's some it's like same, yeah, it's like the wording one, but I forget the name one.
Oh, so is it for the internal of Isaac or do you guys invite other people?
Oh no, yeah, actually that is the internal one.
Yeah, that's good. Can't wait to
So
your next event though.
okay, Husna, do you oh you in Padang, right? But you not in your dorm, right?
No, no, I'm actually at my home. I don't have a dorm.
But like the previous semester you at dorm, right?
Yeah, because it was because the drama, so
Oh,
I often go back home late. So my father just told me like, yeah, just go a boarding house with your friends. And
so
after
you
that, after the drama, yeah.
so after that you not no longer in the dorm again.
No, no, no. It was only
Mm.
in the first semester. And after
Ah,
that, here I am from Lumin to Unan and back to Lumin. It's very exhausting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So it's nice to talk to you guys. Hope you guys, I don't know what to hope, but for your iftar, hope it goes well. And yeah, we get the grace, we get the all things we need, all things we want in this month. So, marhaban ya Ramadan. I think that's all. Thank you. I think you can end the meeting, Alia. I don't know what to say anymore.
So it's already like we have enough time to in end it. I forget what time we start the recording.
I
We
think it's enough.
it's enough already.
Okay, maybe yeah. I want to say thank you guys, and maybe see you on in the class. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.